Hey guys, Ian here from iStar Creations, and today I want to show you a very simple thing to do in Photoshop that allows you to get that bokeh effect, or the blur effect that a lot of people love to use, especially in portrait photography. Now that just means that you have one small part of your frame sharp in focus and the rest of the frame behind it is blurry or out of focus. This is called bokeh. Okay, and the easiest way to do that, of course, is with your lens on your camera. You set it to a really wide open aperture, a really low number, like in the 1s, 2s, 3s, depending on the lens. And that would automatically give you that bokeh effect when you focus, for example, on someone's eye in a portrait shot, and their face will be beautifully in focus, or their eye especially, but everything else behind will be blurry. That's called bokeh. But sometimes you don't do it in camera, or sometimes you forget, or sometimes you might not have a lens that allows you to go wide open enough to get the effect that you're looking for. So there's a simple way to do it in Photoshop that I'd like to show you today. So let's get started and teach you how to do it. Okay, so I'll just minimize myself here. So the first thing you want to do is open up a photo that you want to use. Okay, now it's important that the photo is pretty much all in focus. So this is what I'm going to use. This surfer. Now I want to keep this surfer here. I want to keep this guy in focus. Okay, I'm going to keep the nose rider in focus, and I'm going to blur out all of the rest behind here, around him. Okay, so you have your background layer. So the first thing to do is unlock this layer. So just double click and OK. Then we're going to create a mask, a layer mask. So we'll click the layer mask tool. We select it on the layer mask, then we click B on the keyboard for Windows, and make sure that our brush tool is selected, and we click D on the keyboard to make sure we go default, okay, is black and white, and then X to make sure black is on top. Okay, so black is on top here, and then we just paint in the area that we want to keep in focus. Okay, so I want to keep this surfer in focus. So I'll just paint in this area. Now don't worry if you see those transparent marks there, that's fine. Okay, so we'll just paint over him. This is just very rough, guys, so if you want to go more specific, then you can really zoom in and be much more exact. But for the purposes of this, I'll just do that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Now make sure my opacity is 100 up here, flow's 100. I can change that later on. But for the purposes of this tutorial, it looks good. Okay, so I've done that. That's all good. Now, what I want to do is I'll select my photo here, make sure that my photo is selected. So there's my photo selected. And I'll go up here to Filter, and Blur, and Lens Blur here. Okay, and now, if I just move this over a little bit, make sure you have layer mask selected, okay, in the source. Okay, make sure that layer mask is selected. And make sure you click invert here. And then we'll just blur this right up. Okay, and then the further you blur, it changes how much effect you get. Okay, so that might be a bit too much. I'll bring it back down a little bit here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, no problem. I'll select OK. And you can play around with these too. These will have a little bit of an effect, but for this tutorial, I won't play around with these too much. But you can play around with these, and they might get you a slightly more effect that you like. Let's go up a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. Select OK. Now, when you go back here, you'll still see this, and you'll think, what happened there? So the final step is to go onto your mask here. Here's your mask. right click and click Disable Layer Mask. And there you go. And now we can see all of this area that we painted in is nicely in focus. And there we go. And there we go. That's how you get the bokeh effect that you might not have got in camera, or if you go home and you think you'd like to get that bokeh effect where you blur most of the background and you specifically focus on one small part, but you didn't do it in camera, or you want to do it in Photoshop, that's a simple way. So if you want more tips like that, join my group on Facebook, Living the Right Way, or follow me on Instagram at iStar Creations, EYESTAR Creations. Or for black and white, you can follow me at iStar, EYESTAR, _ B&W for black and white, iStar _ B&W. So for more tips like that, be sure to follow, and I'll see you later. Take care, guys. Cheers.